Hey, Golden Child. Hey, hey, hey. Testing, testing. I'm going live on two different platforms. Hey, Golden Child. Welcome back. This is our weekly Freedom Fridays episode. And as I mentioned in my last live, that we will be discussing self-discovery and alignment. So if you don't know, I'm Jaleesa, also known as Jaleesa the Golden Child, and I am a board certified holistic health practitioner. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a self-discovery and alignment coach. I am a human design expert, trauma of money certified professional, holistic pregnancy and birth doula. I am a lot of things. I tell people all the time that I am the niche. I don't have a niche or niche, whichever you prefer to call it. But I did something a little different today on my TikTok live. I'm just playing around with stuff. This is probably like my third live that I've done. But I'm also live on YouTube as well. So if you see me like looking back and forth, that is why, because I'm on two different devices. But this month, we will be discussing self alignment and what that actually looks like, and how to become more aligned in your life in general, but also how to discover the true and most authentic version of yourself. Because we were pretty much shaped and conditioned to be or live a certain way. And a lot of things that we do, a lot of our personality traits, a lot of who we are came from that 0 to 7 age range when we were basically being conditioned and programmed to be and act and show up in the world a certain way. So, what we will be discussing, and if you want to read it versus or in addition to this conversation that we're having on live, you can go to my blog, just jaleesahardy.com/blog, but also you can join my email list where I send out weekly emails on the topic of the month as well. So let's go on this journey of really what it means to be self-aware, what it means and what it feels like to be in alignment, as well as the transformational power of embracing your uniqueness. Literally, each and every one of us are different. We're unique. We are different. We are unique. All of us have different blueprints. All of us have different fingerprints. All of us have different DNA. And it is a reason why each and every one of us are here on this earth. So it's important for us to know and understand that so that we can truly make the impact that we may or even may not desire to make on this world. But we were all placed here on this earth in order to make an impact, whether it's a little ripple or a big ripple. But we were all placed here to make an impact and do something that the world that we can do to make a difference in the world. Hey Joe, welcome. So I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on what self-discovery and alignment means, but also I'm going to give you some practical tips. So again, I mentioned I am going live on two different devices. So if you see me looking back and forth, that is why I'm also looking at my notes as well. So let me know in the comment section, do you know what self-discovery and alignment is, or is this a new concept to you? So let me know in the comment section if self-discovery and alignment is something that you know about or if it's something new. Hi, Johnny. Because I didn't necessarily know about self-discovery or what alignment was until I started studying human design, and that is pretty much where I have started to really understand the most authentic and true version of myself, as well as understand what it feels like and what it means to live an aligned life and be in alignment with who I was created to be. So, hi, welcome, welcome. So, my question to you all is, do you know what self discovery and alignment is, or is this a new concept to you? I would love to hear. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. But I'm trying to get back to my notes. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. We are talking about this is Freedom Fridays, my Freedom Fridays podcast that I originally started to record on YouTube, but I've also started to record here on TikTok as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I am looking for my notes so we can get into it. Okay, but it's important for us to know and understand that life in general is fast paced. There are so many things that we are responsible for, so many distractions, so many notifications, so many things that come our way that we feel like we have to be responsible for or that we have to juggle. But in all actuality, the most important thing in life is who we are being. Hi, 007. But if we are only living the conditioned version of ourselves, we're only going to make but so much impact in the world. And what I mean by that is from the ages of 0 to 7 in general, we are conditioned to live a certain way, to have certain habits, to interact in relationships a certain way, to have certain beliefs, and have a certain personality that will be acceptable to society. And in that, we have kind of been conditioned to fit into boxes that we were never designed to fit in. We are all unique individuals, and that uniqueness is what makes the world such an amazing place to be in. But of course, we've been conditioned to not be the most authentic and the most real version of ourselves in order to please other people, in order to be acceptable to other people, in order to be accepted by other people. So we've kind of taken on personalities and taken on versions of ourselves that we were not truly meant to be. So the work that I do is really to guide you to see and be your most authentic self so that the impact that you desire to make, whether it's in your family or in your, in your culture, in your country, in your state, in your city, that you can make that impact without having to water down who you were truly created to be. Okay, so does that make sense? Let me know. I want to know if self discovery and alignment is a new concept for you or it is something that you've heard about before. So drop a 1 in the chat if you heard about it before, if you've explored it before, or drop a 2 in the chat if this is like completely new to you. So, again, this whole entire month, we'll be talking about different aspects of how to live a more aligned life and tools for you to discover the true and authentic version of yourself. So it's important for us to understand who we are. It's important for us to embrace our uniqueness and align our lives with our authentic selves. Because the more authentic you can be, the easier life will be, I truly believe, because you don't have to pretend, you don't have to mask, you don't have to put on a facade, you don't have to try to fit into somebody else's box or somebody else's idea for how you should live your life. You get to truly be free and live the life that you desire and that, quite frankly, you deserve. So, we are going to explore today, as it pertains to self discovery and alignment, we're going to explore self reflection. Yes, this might be like, oh, I know this, but from a different perspective, as far as this understanding who you're truly called and created to be. Self reflection can be a tool for you to uncover and take off those layers of things, even question beliefs that you never thought that you would probably question before, whether it's from childhood, whether it's from a religious belief. But it's important for us to question where our beliefs come from. It's important for us to question where our habits come from. It's important for us to question certain things about ourselves so that we can know the difference between something that we were conditioned to believe about ourselves or something that's real and true and authentic. So, I want you to start by thinking back to a most recent moment when you made the decision that didn't quite feel right. You said yes to something that you really wanted to say no to, or you said no to something that you really wanted to say yes to, or you were asked to do something that you just did not feel right about. But you agreed to it because it was a certain person. It may have been a friend, a family member, a loved one, or a significant other that asked you to do something, and you really didn't feel right about it. It could have been in your work life, again, a decision in your relationship, or even a simple interaction. So, really think back to a moment recently when you made a decision that didn't quite feel right. Okay. What did that moment teach you about yourself? So think about it. And this is something that you can journal. You don't necessarily have to respond, but just something to really think about. As you're making your decisions, are you making your decisions from an intuitively guided place and space? Or are you making decisions based off of past experiences or a conditioned belief around pleasing other people or being accepted by other people? Everybody isn't going to like you. Everybody isn't going to love you in every relationship that you have, every interaction that you have with a person, every relationship that you have is not going to be meant to be a lifetime. Relationships are for seasons, reasons, or lifetimes, and majority of our relationships are not meant to be here for a lifetime. So by being our most authentic selves and not watering ourselves down, we'll kind of weed through the relationships we're not meant to stay in for long periods of time. So, doing this activity of self reflection, it gives us the opportunity to really tune into how we're making our decisions and why we're making our decisions. Is it for the sake of what other people want? Is it for the sake of pleasing other people? Or is this truly something that lights me up or something that I truly desire to do? Because a lot of times we're on autopilot. We're literally just going and doing and making moves and doing things on autopilot without thinking about our decisions, without thinking about what it is that we even want or desire based off of what we're doing. So, again, a practical tip for you is to start a self reflection journal. It can be in the morning or it can be in the evening. But jot down one thing that brought you joy. If you're doing it in the morning, it could be from the previous day. If you're doing it in the evening, of course, it will be from that day. So jot down one thing that brought you joy and one thing that felt heavy or draining. So again, jot down one thing that brought you joy and one thing that felt heavy or draining. And you can do this every evening or 3 evenings out of the week or once a week, whichever feels most aligned for you. I'm all about tuning into what you need, what you require, and what you desire. But keeping a self reflection journal gives you the opportunity to check in and tune in with yourself to see if the decisions that you're making are in alignment or if they are not. Doing this activity will help you spot patterns in your life and identify areas that are in alignment or misalignment. There's always opportunities for us to grow. There are always opportunities for us to improve. There are always opportunities for us to do something different. So, the more self reflection we do, the more self awareness we practice, the easier it will be for us to notice when we're in alignment or when we're not in alignment. So, again, this is your opportunity to check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. What aspects of your life are feeling uplifting? Which ones, which aspects of your life are weighing you down? It could be relationships, it could be finances, it could be just your thoughts, the way that you think, it could be some beliefs, it could be your parenting, it could be your significant other, but really think about which aspects of your life are uplifting and which aspects of your life are weighing you down. So reflect on these feelings, and this will give you the opportunity to lay the groundwork for the next steps of your journey in alignment. So this is literally just the exploration phase for you to kind of explore and start to really understand what self-discovery and alignment means, which we'll continue to discuss next month, next week. Not next month, next week. Hi, Luther. Welcome. But this is, as I mentioned, my weekly podcast where I talk about the topic that feels aligned for the month. And this month, we've been talking about self discovery and alignment so far this month. We've been talking about Sorry. We've been talking about self discovery and alignment. So I want to know, I've asked this question earlier in this live, but where are you in your self discovery and alignment journey? Is this something completely new to you, or is this something that you've been on a journey with? So if self discovery and alignment is new to you, drop a one in the chat. If it's something that you've already been doing, if you've already been on a journey with, drop a two in the chat. But next week's episode, we are going to bridge our reflection, the practice that we talked about here, the self reflection journaling. We are going to start to bridge the gap with that to aligning with our true essence. So I encourage you to start this week with your self reflection journaling. Again, checking in to see what things are weighing you down and what things are uplifting you in your life. So, one thing before we go, let me know what is something that is uplifting you in your life and one thing that might be weighing you down. I want to know. Um, but next week, we are going to do some more of the self-discovery work. We are going to really tap in and tune into what alignment looks like and what it feels like for us. Um, so we're gonna do an alignment checklist next week. So that's just a little. But this is going to help us identify and pursue the activities that truly uplift us. So for me, I call it my daily nourishing activities. I call it my sunshine list. I call it my sweets list as well. But these are the things that I know that on a day-to-day basis I can use as my tool belt or my toolbox when life has its challenges and I'm like, yeah, I just need something a little sweet or something nourishing. I have this list that I can choose from. But it'll help you to identify and pursue the activities that truly lift you up, truly light you up, and truly nourish your soul. So let me know if you have any questions or if you want to dive deeper into the self-discovery and alignment work that I do. Because as I mentioned, I am a self-discovery and alignment coach, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this topic this month, so that you can truly understand the value of self-alignment and self-discovery. So, thank you so much for joining me. This is our first Freedom Fridays episode of the month. Again, I will be here every Friday. It might be a little bit later in the day on Fridays, but I was super amped. It's super duper amped because I just recorded a podcast interview with the Wisdom to Wounds podcast, which I'm super excited about. And that episode will probably come out within the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. I will be sharing snippets and clips from that podcast episode. It was fire, 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 fire. I'm super excited about that. So stay tuned about that. I did have another podcast episode that I was supposed to record today, but I had to reschedule for some family stuff. But that'll get rescheduled. But I also will be doing a podcast interview on the Hot and Brave podcast. And that will be recording next week. That'll probably be out within the next 2 or 3 weeks as well. So I have a lot of podcast interview features that I'll be sharing about here. But yeah, if you have any questions about what I do, about who I am, about how I can support you, feel free to reach out to me. You can DM me. You can make a comment on one of my videos, but I am an open book. Pretty much. I ain't gonna tell you all my business, but I am an open book. If you have questions about my journey, if you have questions about the work that I do, if you have questions about any of the products and services I offer, feel free to send me a DM, send me a message. But that's all I have for today. Yeah, that's all I have for today. I will be back next week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. But I'm and maybe on live with my brothers, maybe later on today, but we will see. But that's all I have for you today. This is the first episode of the month where we're talking about self-discovery and alignment. So remember, self-discovery, the gateway to that is really self-reflection. And when it comes to understanding your true self, it's so many things that we have to decondition and deep and like unlearn about ourselves in order to get to who we truly are made to be. So it's not just the one and done thing like, oh, I've discovered myself. You gotta do some work to really uncover your true self and know that there's nothing wrong with you. There may be different things that you've encountered, different experiences that you've had that have made you believe or think that there was something wrong with you, but there is nothing wrong with you. Nothing at all. So I just wanted to remind you of that. Hey, Steppa. Hey, everyone. Thank y'all for joining. I'm wrapping up. But yeah, I just can't wait to see and hear the things that you uncover and the things that you release about yourself that are no longer serving you. Because we might have habits, we might have beliefs, we might have different understandings of things, different ways of thinking that are no longer serving us that we've held on to because that's just quote unquote how we are. But if something is no longer serving you, why are you holding on to it? If a relationship is no longer serving you, why are you holding on to it? If a belief is no longer serving you, why are you holding on to it? Okay, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you absolutely can. Okay, you can learn new things about yourself every single day. You can shift a belief and it shifts things in your life completely moving forward. So, this journey of self-discovery and alignment is definitely something that most people may never go on, but if you're willing to do the work, it can literally change your life. So if you want to book a self-discovery and alignment call with me, feel free to either inbox me or drop a comment in the chat and I will send you the link to book that call with me. But if there are no other questions, if there's anything else, feel free again to inbox me. But I will be back sometime next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to try to go live more, but y'all just bear with me. I just started officially homeschooling my kids. My older two are 5 and 5. No, they're not twins. They're 10.5 months apart. But they just officially started homeschooling. So I've been doing assessments and getting them ready for the actual work that we're going to be doing this year. So bear with me. We'll see how next week goes. But hopefully by Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll be back live here. But thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you. And I will see y'all in my next live. All right, y'all. Peace. I did not feel like it. I did not. It was 25 minutes. Hey, it was 25. It was 25. Let me see. On this earth in order to make an impact, whether it's and take off those layers of things, even question beliefs that you never thought that you would probably question before, whether it's from childhood, whether it's from a religious belief. But it's important for us to question where our beliefs come from. It's important for us to question where our that part right there, baby. I was trying some new shit today. Oh, I forgot I was still live over here. I just ended my live on TikTok, so I'm about to end my live here. But thank y'all so much for watching. I forgot to say it over there on TikTok. If nobody told you today, I love you. I see you, and I'm so proud of you. Peace.